Welcome to the bold analysis. The weekend buzz is on the decision by the courts to rather lift the ban on registrations of LGBTQ as NGOs. This discussion has been going on, and I want us to just look at it keenly here. But you need to know where it all started. In 2013, a high court banned the NGO board from registering LGBTQ associations as NGOs. So, your bedroom matters has never been a problem. But the problem here is display of that, because in a constitution, homosexuality is illegal. That's the condition. Now, on Friday, Supreme Court lifted the ban and gave the nod for LGBTQ community associations that they are allowed to register the association as NGOs. Now, this has elicited reactions because the Supreme Court argued that denying them the right to register as NGOs is discriminatory and also against their right to association. So if it is against their right to association, then because the law outlaws homosexuality, then it means even their right to expressions have been, maybe have also been breached. So we also know that while all of us are entitled to enjoy the Bills of Rights, or the Bills of Rights as enshrined in our Constitution, but there are also limitations to those rights. And homosexuality, I think, is one of the limitations, if I'm not wrong, to rights of expression. That's just my opinion. I think it's expression, and of course we're allowed to speak about it. So the Supreme Court have spoken about it, and I have seen a unilateral approach by the clergy, especially the mainstream churches, the Catholic. I've not seen Anglican team, but I've seen the Catholic, CITAM, and some other churches coming out and speaking about it. Anthony Muheria saying that while it is because the act is outlawed, you cannot outlaw LGBTQ, but at the same time you want them to register. Like kitu haiwezi kuwa ni illegal, but then in terms of association they're allowed. So how are they going? Why should they associate in public, or why should they associate if the thing is already illegal? So it's a discussion that's going on here, and it came on Friday. They didn't came on Friday, but on Saturday we had a guest here. I think the very Friday we had a guest here, American First Lady. Dr. Jill was in the country for, I think, 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And then immediately she flew, we started then the discussion. And it has been hot. This discussion is coming some weeks after a heated discussion in this country about how a gentleman known as Chiloba somehow was killed in Eldoret. And it was linked that he was a member, I don't know if I say he or she, but let me say he was a member of that community. Despite, and I just want to revisit a bit, despite the fact that when it happened, the members of this grouping came out as really protesting about it. But you can see the way society was so harsh that they could not even attend the burial. To say the truth, they did not attend the burial. Quite of these celebrity ones that are coming out and were shouting about it, they could not come to speak about it. But then, whether it's outlawed, we cannot underestimate the fact that it is here with us. Not that because it's a vice that cannot be in public, but it is here with us. If you check social media, you will bump on videos and photos of people expressing themselves in that manner. And people are seeing. So already we are consuming. What I don't know here is the rationale, or rather the premise of allowing for registration, their registration as an NGO, is going to give us a conversation of to what gain does it, as much as it advancing their right, but don't we think that we are also hurting our culture? And I don't want to go into morals because that is a personal responsibility. I've always believed that morality is a personal responsibility. So this discussion is here with us. What was the rationale behind Martha Koome approving this? Now, UDA political leadership is a bit silent on this matter, despite them being the holy team in conforming to Ruto's, the holy team in this context. In fact, I'm also looking at the evangelicals that always believed that they're the people that put this administration to power. You know, they have always taken over the presidency, and in fact, hata kura za Wakenya ni kama they didn't matter. According to them, it's their prayers and what they did that put Ruto there. I'm waiting for their voice in it because they're a bit silent. But we need to interrogate further and just ask ourselves those about it. What we must agree is this. Those who never saw a problem and have never seen a problem with the Supreme Court, even the last general election and other factors, should shut up. Now, this is the time you shut up, because it will be hypocrisy of the century if you can see a problem now. You know, I've seen some of the leaders who are saying, oh, Supreme Court. It was wrong, and for anyone else to question Supreme Court on the election, and you'll be tagged evil, violence, you'll be called all sorts of names. But on this one, there seems to be coming to terms that, oh, maybe there is a problem there. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. And I want to say thank you very much for those who are supporting us. We do this every day because of your unconditional support. I want to tell you, this could be a prime ground for donor funding. And someone somewhere have sat down and made a projection and has known very well that when you register such an NGO, it's a ground that can attract donor funding. So there could be forces behind the scenes that are working to make sure that their pockets are huge in terms of the donor funding in this country. So this move, because I know, I've not really gathered, but I think the civil society organizations in that space could be the ones that are trying to appeal. Maybe they were trying to appeal on that. So the appeal could have gone through because people made their way, got their way to this because they wanted to register, and they will be getting a lot of funding. As to whether that can be porous or that ground can also be potent even for the political leadership of the day to also support it is something we have to see. But I've seen, unlike other things that President will always pronounce himself on, this one, they have a bit silent. However, the Attorney General has made a statement that they're going to challenge the decision of the Supreme Court. So they will head back to court and find a recourse on it because of that public uproar. Now, on this one, Martha Koome could be trying to prove her independence, the independence of the courts from the administration of the day, because many would expect, and I've seen people who are even commenting, trying to ask, oh, the president is a man who is a man of God, and even if you look at the leaders around, they've been trying to pitch themselves as people who really are around Christianity, but they seem not to be in conformity to the Supreme Court, is not in conformity with them. But my next video is going to tell you something different. So they're trying to get their way, but then I may be wrong. But I also see a possibility that there was some foreign interests that were at play. And we could have bowed to some foreign interests. Yeah. It's a possibility because I've always known that even the last time President Obama was here, I think someone asked about that thing, that issue, and there was a sharp division when Uhuru Kenyatta said, our president by then said, that's a non-issue, we're not going to get into it, and we're not going to that. Now, for me, we may have our opinions. Yes, basing yours on religion, on your religion, not even your religion, on spirituality, on your culture, and other factors that you can put, that you can try to relate with it, or that you can refer to. However, me will just rather stick with the book, the Constitution. If it's illegal, it's illegal. But however, the fact that our Constitution outlawed it does not give us, does not blind us to think that the best we can do is to profile them. Because the profiling for me is the challenge. Because the more you profile, you give it dominance, you create, you already create public perceptions about it. So I think we just stick to the Holy Book, not to the Holy Book. We just stick to our Constitution. So that's what directs us. Even in terms of how we are going to deal with it, if the Constitution says this is illegal and accountable, I think we should just go that direction. But now trying to outpour your emotions and your religion, what the Bible says and this and that, I don't think, for me, that's the way to go. Now, there could be an inside deal to consolidate the church against the state. This, I don't know. And that's why I'm waiting whether Evangelicals are going to support government of the day, or they're going to say no, or they're waiting for president to speak. Then after that, kila mtu aseme kitu amesema. They're also bit group of conformity where they wait. What has president said now? President akishasema, they pick the exact words, exact sentence, and the exact mood with the exact body language, and then start copy-pasting it to the congregants. So maybe they're still getting the script from the big office. But on this, it has successfully tried to consolidate church as a voice of reason. And we are waiting to see whether those who have always failed to say, Ruto, this was wrong and this is right, are also going to take that part, or they will be like, oh, Rais amesema. So leo kama Rais amesema ni sawa. Ama Rais anyamaze. Will the church also keep quiet? It's a very interesting one to look at here. But I think on this, we just need to refer to our Constitution and stick by it. The other activism, not someone who once said that in judiciary there is, I think he said in the corridors of court there's some activism. I think that was Matiang'i. So the more of that activism and the paper approach, not even the paper, the Western approach to some of these decisions, for me, I don't think it goes. While you can use other premises, but you must also be very apprehensive of our culture, our morals, and our society.